Good morning, students. Welcome back to Sri Ramanuja Vidya Mandir. Well, today we are getting along with our English class, and that is prose lesson 2, the second lesson in the prose. So we'll see what the lesson is. Well, you can see here on the slide, the first woman in the world to conquer Mount Everest on one leg. See, students, it says the first woman in the world. Okay, the first woman in the world to conquer Mount Everest on on one leg. How impossible. Imagine that climbing Mount Everest fit and fine, physically very, very fit, with both your legs is so difficult. And here we see a woman climbing Mount Everest with one leg. You can see. Okay. So, what is this story? Or is it really possible that a woman has conquered Mount Everest? Who is that woman? To which country she belongs? We'll have a look into it. It's written by Dr. B. Saujanya, MBBS, MD, Biochemist, Narayana Medical College, Nellore. She is a doctor in Narayana Medical College, and she has written about this girl. She is none other, students, Arunima Sinha, who is born on 20th July 1988, Uttar Pradesh. Wow, she is an Indian. An Indian with one leg. She is the first woman to move or to climb Mount Everest with an amputated leg. Okay, so we are proud to say that Arunima Sinha belongs to India, and she belongs to Uttar Pradesh, and she is the one who has achieved her goal, and she has conquered Mount Everest only with one leg. So what is that story? Why did she go there? What about her one leg? Why did she lose a leg? Etc. etc. We'll see today in our second prose lesson, that is, She Conquered Everest. She Conquered Everest, written by Dr. B. Saujanya. Fine. We'll have a look into it, students. Well, we all know, we all have many experiences in our life. We see many incidents around us, some very painful, some very heart-touching, but most of it we forget. But few cases, we never can remove them from our brain. So, there are some such incidents, and one of such incident is Arunima Sinha's, who has decided to conquer Mount Everest. The reason why, we'll have a look into our textbook. I'm just reading out, students. Just follow your textbook and try to see what I try to explain to you. Arunima Sinha is a resident of a small district of Ambedkar Nagar, located 200 kilometers from Lucknow. Arunima's father was an engineer in the Indian Army, and her mother was a supervisor in the health department. She lost her father when she was 3, and her sister's husband then became the family's head. She also had a younger brother. His name is Om Prakash. So here in the picture you can see, students, Arunima Sinha. She is a very class, what we can say, or we can poor girl. Her father used to work in army as an engineer, but she has lost her father even when she was 3 years old. And ever since, her mother, who worked as a supervisor in a health department, had led the family. And once her elder sister got married, her husband, her brother-in-law, means her sister's husband, he started taking care of the family. He became the head of the family, and he took utmost care of his mother-in-law, his sister-in-law Arunima Sinha, and his brother-in-law Om Prakash. So this is what you have seen in the picture. We'll just have a summary, students. Sinha was born in Ambedkar Nagar near Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh. Her father was an engineer in Indian Army and her mother was a supervisor in health department. A sister and a younger brother. Her father died when she was 3 years and her sister's husband started to take care of the family. So he's a very good person. He started taking care of his mother-in-law's family. Now we'll go for the next paragraph, students. Look into your textbooks. Arunima was a cyclist, played football and has also been a national volleyball player. But she never had plans to seek a profession in the arena of sports. We have the word here, arena. She is a sports person, Arunima Sinha. She is from the childhood a sports person. It's very good. She played football and very, very nicely. But she never thought she will be playing in the arena. You know what is an arena? A huge area. The meaning is given over here. Enclosed area for sporting events. Okay, you'll have what we call stadiums. No, another word we call stadiums, where outdoor stadiums, indoor stadiums, all the spectators will be sitting around and in the area. That's called arena. The area in the middle where the sport is going on. So she never thought she will be in an arena and people will be spectating her. So here arena can be anything. You know, arena in sense, once a person is highlighted, you know, she is in an area where people will look upon her. People will talk about her. I repeat the sentence once again, students. Arunima was a cyclist, played football and has been a national volleyball player. But she never had plans to seek a profession in the arena of sports. She hung up her boots for a while, and although she was a law graduate, she was facing the brunt of employment. Good words. Hung up her boots. What is the meaning of hung up her boots? To stop for a while. You wear on your tie-up laces. What is the meaning of this phrase? Tie-up laces means you're ready for a move. Hung up boots, that means you are no more going out. So a plain literary meaning. But the idiom hung up the boots is a beautiful idiom. I'm been teaching you nowadays idioms. Idiom hung up the boots means to stop. Means you just retired from that work, whatever it is. You are moving. When you are putting on your boots, you're ready to go for some work. You removed your boots means you've stopped your work. Very simple to remember, students. Hung up the boots means stop for a while. I repeat the sentence once again. Listen and try to understand. She hung up her boots for a while, and although she was a law graduate, remember, she has completed her law. Though she was a very good sports person, she hung up her boots means she stopped playing for some time. She was a very good sports person, but you can understand our economical positions will not make our dreams fulfilled. So probably her economical situation has made her to come out of sports. She did a graduation in law, and though she was a sports person, though she was having a degree in law, she had very bad times because she was not able to employ herself. She was not able to get a job. Brunt. Another word, worst part or chief impact. So you can see she was facing the brunt of employment. Wherever she was trying to go, you can understand this position, students. We think we are going to be at the utmost position tomorrow, but life is a competition. When you complete your studies and when you step out into the world to search for a career for yourself, you will understand how complicated life is. Then you will understand. Arunima, she's a very good sports person and she has a good certificate, a good graduation, yet she has the brunt for employment. She had a very, very tough time for employment. She received suggestions from her brother-in-law who asked her to apply to the paramilitary force in the army so she could stay close to family as well as be in touch with sports in some capacity. I told you her brother-in-law was taking care of the family. So he suggested his sister-in-law. When he saw his sister-in-law worrying about job, she has to work. How many years she is going to depend on her brother-in-law? Brother-in-law is good enough to take care of his mother-in-law's family. So now Arunima, being the next elderly girl, she wanted to do a job and she wanted to take care of her mother and her brother. And so when she was trying for this and when she was facing tough times, her brother-in-law said, why don't you go for a paramilitary? Why don't you go for a paramilitary? There you will be able to go with your sports. When you're in your military, you're happily enjoying. You love sports. You can happily enjoy having your sports. And at the same time, you can be to the reach of your family. You can take care of your family. Economically, you can support your family. Her brother-in-law, her sister's husband, he has given the suggestion. She received suggestions from her brother-in-law, who asked her to apply to the paramilitary force in the army so she could stay close to family as well as be in touch with sports in some capacity. She didn't, however, make in despite several attempts. She didn't, however, make it despite several attempts. What is the meaning of this? Though her brother-in-law has suggested her to apply for the paramilitary, job is not so easy. You know, you think I'm going to go into that work. No, nobody's going to open their doors and give you the job. It's so difficult. She had made many attempts, but she did not get a job in the paramilitary. So, desperate, she applied for a job in Central Industrial Security Force. Desperate, disappointed. Finally, she got disappointed. Now, I'm not going to get a job in the military. So, let me apply for the Central Institution Security Force, that is CISF. She thought of applying for CISF a little low in 2011. So in 2011 she has applied for CISF. Though she got a call letter, they had not got her birth date wrong. Here also she had a problem. She has got the call letter. Everything was fine. She went for the interview, she went for the exam, she met the exam, she succeeded and she got the job. How happy. Luckily, she was so happy she got the job. But unfortunate. See, luck should also favor us. When our fate is not good, it will be chasing us. Bad luck will be chasing us. The bad luck of year for Arunima Sinha is, though she was elected or she was selected for the job, her birth certificate, the date of birth was printed wrong. It was not her mistake. It was the technical mistake. Yet she has to lose the job for it. So, though she got a call letter, they had got her birth date wrong. She made up her mind not to lose the job because of technical error. So, she set out for Delhi to get this error corrected. So, now, when she understood that her date of birth was printed wrong, she thought, now I can't take any more risks. So many times I've attempted for the paramilitary, I was not getting a job there. At least in this security I was getting a job. And now they are just denying me because I've got my date of birth wrong, and that's not my certificate, it's a technical mistake. So let me go to Delhi, let me see the things and let me get the job. I can't go for a risk of the job. So we'll go for the summary, students. Here's the picture of Arunima Sinha, who's a very good player, sports person. And in the summary we have, Arunima liked cycling, football and also was a national volleyball player. Though she was a national volleyball player, she never thought that she's going to be in the arena. I've already told you this. She wanted to join paramilitary force. She wanted to join the paramilitary force. Please remember these words. When you are going for questions and answers, you have to be thorough with all these things. She wanted to join paramilitary forces. She got a call letter from CISF. She got a call from CISF, which means Central Industrial Security Force, in 2011, and faced her life-challenging accident while traveling to Delhi in its response. Bear this in your brain, students. When I've told you just now, because it was a technical error, she wanted to get the technical error corrected. And so she boarded the train to Delhi. She wanted to go to Delhi and she wanted to get the technical error corrected so that she's going to get the job. She, with proofs and all, she wanted to personally go there, because if you ask somebody, request somebody, they will not do it. So when she went there, that was the incident which changed her life. I repeat, and faced her life changing accident while traveling to Delhi in its response. For the sake, when she was going to Delhi in the train, that has changed her life. What is it? The next para, students. Arunima boarded Padmavati Express for Delhi on April 12, 2011. In the train, she was harassed by anti-social elements. You know what are anti-social elements? People who are not accepted in the society. You can't do whatever you want. We are, after all, social beings, social animals or social beings. So even you wanted to scream in the night, you wanted to put a big show up on the road in the night, you are not accepted, because if it is a social disturbance, you are going to be jailed. So here, anti-social means people who are against the society rules. So thieves, terrorists, all these people come under the anti-social. The thugs, all these people come under the anti-social elements. So here, Arunima boarded Padmavati Express. Remember the name of the train? It's Padmavati Express. For Delhi on April 12, 2011. April 12, 2011, Padmavati Express. In the train, she was harassed. I suppose you know what is the meaning of harassed. Means disturbed endlessly. Teased, ragged. Okay, disturbed. Somebody continuously coming and harassing you. Harassing you means making you disturb, making you annoy. So here you can see, in the train she was harassed by anti-social elements. It is not uncommon to have criminals board a train in UP, but that day was different. Anyway, you can understand, especially going in the trains to the northern hemisphere, northern side, not hemisphere, northern India. When you're traveling to the northern India, especially Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, you can see there are very, the travel becomes very difficult because of these antisocial elements. They just come, even though you are reserved, you booked a seat for yourself, they'll push you aside and they'll occupy your seat. They'll dump all their luggage on you. The bathrooms are also completely dumped. You can't use them. It's very difficult to travel in the northern trains, especially towards towards Haryana, Uttarakhand and all. So this is quite common, people are habited to these kind of people. But that day it was different. It was not like the other day, which normal disturbances, they occupying your seat, putting their luggage there, blocking the bathrooms, it's not that. It's something more complicated. It is not uncommon to have criminals aboard a train in UP, but that day was different. Thugs tried to snatch her gold chain gifted by her mother. Arunima is not a wealthy lady. She's not a wealthy girl. She's a poor girl. And the gold chain which is gifted by her mother, that will be snatched off. That will be taken away by the thugs. So you can understand the meaning of thugs, who treats others violently. They're mostly hired. They're hired by some people. There'll be gangs. There'll be a leader, and these leaders will be training and making a group of thieves. And these people, the thieves, will be left into the railways and all, where they will loot the people. So this is thugs. Thugs are people, anti-socialist, who are hired. You know what is hired? They are like employee. That's also like an employment. These people are paid to go and rob other people. So these thugs came and they tried to snatch away Arunima's golden chain, which was gifted by her mother. She put a brave fight, and for a while it even seemed that she had the upper hand. Now she put a big fight. Arunima is not a normal girl, she's a girl. She's not a tender, soft, innocent girl. She's a very, very brave girl because she's a sports girl. Now, she put a fight against, she didn't want her to forgo her chain. She started fighting against the thugs. And for a while, it even seemed she had the upper hand. And people who were in the compartment, they were watching her fighting against the thugs. None of the people has come to help her. Just imagine, people, students, Imagine we are in that position, we see somebody, we also try to keep ourselves away from the fight. Why should we bother there, and why should we fall in trouble? This is the thought what we have. Now these people in the compartment, they are watching Arunima, and they just kept quiet. They didn't say anything. They just kept quiet. They didn't help her either. And moreover, the people who are watching the fight, they thought Arunima is going to win. So many thugs are there, so many naughty people are there, but she was like a hero fighting against all of them. And for a while people thought that she's going to beat them all and she's going to win them all. The compartment was full of people, but no one came to the rescue of the girl being robbed and attacked. Nobody came and helped her. Everybody were watching the scene. They were just watching like a movie. The girl very, very bravely fought, and for a moment everybody thought she will be winning over them. Now she's going to win and the thugs are nicely going to get destroyed. People were thinking, but that didn't happen. Since the thugs couldn't take her on one at a time, each grabbed a limb and hold her out of the moving train. Now, because I've given you a word of rescue here, but no one came to rescue the girl being robbed and attacked. Rescue is saved. Anyway, now you can see when these boys, the naughty people or the thugs or the anti-socialists, when they saw Arunima so bravely fighting against them, now they can't overtake her. She's very, very brave. So you know what they did? Since the thugs couldn't take her on one at a time, each grabbed a limb. Each of the boy came and caught one hand, another hand, another leg. Like that they caught each limb and hold her out of the moving train. Hold, to drag or tug. You know what is tug? Swing. Give a tug, toss. What's the meaning of toss? Toss means to fling, to throw. So each of them caught her. She was struggling, she was kicking, she was fighting, but they hold her. Hold her means they dragged her and they pushed her. They just threw her out of the train. They just threw her out of the train. She flew into an oncoming train and the force threw her onto the opposite track. Now, from the train she was thrown out. And as she was thrown out, she went straight because of the force of the wind. She just flung to the opposite side and on a track she fell down. Threw her onto the opposite track. What happened thereafter took a matter of seconds. Before she could move her body from the track, a train went over her left leg. Imagine, students. She was trying to withhold her gold chain which was gifted by her mother when she fought against the people. When the people found that they were getting defeated, they had no other choice. Each one forcibly caught her limbs and they tossed her out. They hold her out. And what happened? She went directly and fell out on the track, and even before she could get up and run away from there, the train was so close it came over her and her left leg was completely smashed. The train went off on her left leg. But she could not move her body from the before she could move her body from the tracks, the train went over her left leg. So we'll have a look into the summary statements. Sinha boarded the Padmavati Express. I have big enough, students, the letters so that you will be able to see in your mobile. Sinha boarded the Padmavati Express train at Lucknow for Delhi. You know the reason why she is going to Delhi. From Lucknow to Delhi she is going because she wanted that date of birth error, technical error to be corrected. And when she boarded? On 12th April 2011. So you have to remember these points. To check the technical error about her birth date and to join the CISF. She wanted to join. But she was part of the general coach of train by robbers who wanted to snatch her bag and gold chain. But when she was traveling to Delhi, she was tried to be snatched her gold chain, and when she tried to defeat, She was thrown out of the train. So this is the summary till now what we had. Immediately as she fell on the railway track, another train on a parallel track crushed her leg below the knee. Below the knee, you know what is a knee? Just below the knee, her leg was completely crushed, pasted, its bones also got crushed up. I resisted and they pushed me out of the train. These are the words. Later on in an interview, Arunima Sinha says that I resisted. The people were trying to snatch away my chain. I tried to resist. I tried to, withheld myself and fight against them not to give my chain. And they pushed me. So because I'm trying to resist, they pushed me out of the train. I could not move. I remember seeing a train coming towards me. I tried getting up. By then, the train had run over my leg. I don't remember anything after that. Poor thing. She felt unconscious. She saw, imagine students, just imagine when you're thrown out of the train with such force of air, you're pushed. And she suddenly tried to get up. But even before she could get up, the train went over her left leg. Imagine the train crushing your leg. She became blunt on her brain. And she felt unconscious. She don't know what has happened after that. So here we've completed a paragraph. We are coming for the next one. Much later, it was discovered that 49 trains had passed her by as she lay wrecked and bleeded on the track. 49 train students. She was lying over there. Not a single train who has made an attempt to protect her. 49 trains has passed the way by her side. Imagine, she was lying like that the whole night. And even the people in her compartment, when they saw her being hauled out, at least they would have pulled a chain and they tried to get for a rescue. Nobody did. Nobody bothered about it. These kind of accidents are quite common in the northern India. Much later, it was discovered that 49 trains had passed her by as she laid wrecked, damaged. Boat wrecked means completely broken, damaged, ruined. Ruined means destroyed. So you can see, wrecked means ruin, damage. So 49 trains had passed her by as she lay wrecked and bleeding on the track. You know what is bleeding? Continuously the blood was flowing out. Rodents feasted on her oozing wounds. Rodents, like the mice, these, all the 2 teeth, like the squirrel is also a rodent, but mostly we say rats. Rodents means mammal species that gnaw. They bite you and they eat, especially the mice and the rat. You can see a lot of them on the railway tracks. So they came. She was not able to move. They were pulling her flesh and they were eating. The wounds were oozing. Oozing means the blood is coming out. They were sucking the blood. The whole night they were eating her. Rodents feasted on her oozing wounds. She kept screaming in pain. Next morning, her mangled body was sighted by some lads who came to take up a dump. So oozing means little, the blood is streaming out. That's a gentle flow. Mangled means to change, disfigure. Her body is completely disfigured. The leg broke, everywhere, her limbs broke, bones broke. And you can see the rodents are eating, the mice and the rats were eating her body. So she was in such a distress. Next morning, the lads who came to collect the kachada, the garbage, the dirt, they saw the girl. She was still alive, they felt, to rescue her. Next morning, her mangled body, means a destroyed body, was sighted by some lads who came to take a dump. She was to be taken to the Bareilly District Hospital. The station, the nearby station is Bareilly, and so she is taken to the government hospital in that town. But the move involved so many bureaucratic hurdles before being taken to the hospital. So dump is waste. Bureaucratic means administrative unit of government. Now, if the girl is going to be taken and admitted in the hospital, now the case will open. The inquiry will open. They will ask why the girl came there. Then you will come to understand that some anti-socialist has thrown her out of the train. then the question will come, why are these robbers and the anti-socialists entering into the train? What is the railway department doing? What are the railway police doing? RPFs and all. So this kind of news is going to come, and it is going to be a shame for the railway government. So the railway government did not want the girl to be admitted into the hospital, into the government hospital. Why? Because this will be digged up and it will be a shame for them. So they did not want, they rather want her to die, but they don't want to admit her in the hospital. But the people who has gathered there, they did not listen to the administrative or the bureaucratic forces. Bureaucratic means popular people. They did not listen. They put her into the hospital. So hurdles is obstacles. There are so many obstacles which came in the way for her admitting into the hospital, but the people did not bother. They admitted her into the hospital. So here you can see Arunima Sinha quickly been taken. The people who are there, they had a little good heart, a human heart. They came and they started shifting her to the hospital. They have taken her to the hospital. So we'll go for the summary, students. Arunima courageously bore the pain the whole night. 49 trains passed by and she kept on screaming, but no one came for her aid. Next day, she was taken to Birli District Hospital. Remember this name and the spelling. She was taken to the hospital. So the summary is over. Next paragraph. In hospital, she was informed that her leg had to be amputated from below the knee immediately to prevent a gangrene from setting in. That means infection or septic, whatever we call. So immediately when she was taken to the hospital, the people said that her foot has to be, or her limb or her leg has to be amputated. So you can see the meaning of amputated, to surgically remove part of the body. You can't cut. You have to very carefully, like an operation, you conduct an operation and you remove the limb out of your body. So in hospital, she was informed that her leg had to be amputated from below the knee immediately to prevent gangrene from setting in. So gangrene is rotting of flesh due to lack of blood. There's no blood. All the blood is been completely, the whole night she was bleeding and the rodents were sucking. So there was no blood, and that veins and the nerves over there are going to become numb. So immediately if they don't remove it, that's the entire body is going to get infected, septic. So they have to remove it. The hospital was out of anesthesia. The limb was sawed off while she was fully conscious. And that was a small hospital, a small town that is. And in that hospital, there is no anesthesia. You know what is anesthesia, students? Chloroform they give you so that whichever part the operation has been conducted, that is going to become senseless, numb. But unfortunately, in that hospital, there is no anesthesia. There is no chloroform. And now very, very quickly, the whole night the girl was suffering. Very quickly the leg has to be removed. So without giving chloroform, without anesthesia, they sawed the leg. Sawed means cut. You know what is saw? Rampam.